Hello everyone, welcome to the 2024 AMC 8 problems. I'm going to be going through it full speed, and today we're going to go through problems 1 through 10. So let's get started. Problem 1. What is the ones digit of this expression? So you have a bunch of 2's. I'm not going to write the whole thing, but if you want to calculate the ones digit, all you really need is the ones digit of all the numbers, because if you add a multiple of 10 to a number, it wouldn't change the ones digit. So this whole expression just simplifies to 2 minus 2 minus 2 minus 2 minus 2 minus 2. And this part is just minus 10, which, as discussed, does not affect the ones digit. So this simplifies to just 2. And this the symbol we use is mod 10. So the answer is B. Problem 2. What is the value of this expression in decimal form? 44 over 11 plus 110 over 44 plus 44 over 1100. So something you'll probably notice is that all of these numbers, all 6 of these numbers are divisible by 11. And since you can divide both the numerator and denominator, that's what we're going to do. So this becomes 4 over 1 plus 10 over 4 plus 4 over 100. And they want decimal form, so this becomes 4 plus 10 over 4 is 2.5 plus 0.04 is that. And this becomes 6.5, and this becomes 6.54. So the answer is C. Problem 3. 4 squares of side length 4, 7, 9, and 10 are arranged in an increasing size order so that their left edges and bottom edges align. The squares will alternate in color with white, gray, respectively, as shown in the figure below. What is the area of the gray region in square units? So this region is just the 7 by 7 square with the 4 by 4 square subtracted. So that is just 7 squared minus 4 squared. And this region is just the 10 by 10 minus 9 by 9, which is 10 squared minus 9 squared. And you can use difference of squares here, but I'm just going to do it normally. This becomes 49 minus 16 plus 100 minus 81. This is 33, and this is 19. So adding these together becomes 52. So the answer is E. Problem 4. When Yoonji added all the integers from 1 to 9, she mistakenly left out a number. Her incorrect sum turned out to be a square number. What number did Yoonji leave out? So if you consider all the numbers from 1 through 9, if you add 8 of these, leaving out one number, that's the same as the sum of all of these minus a specific number. The sum of all of these, as you know, the formula for this is n times n plus 1 over 2. You might know this is 45. And we want 45 minus some number n to equal a square number. And the largest number, the largest square below 45 is going to be 36. So if you just solve this, this becomes n equals 9. And indeed, the sum of integers from 1 through 8 is indeed 36. So the answer is E, 9. Problem 5. Aaliyah rolls 2 standard 6-sided dice. She notices that the product of the 2 numbers rolled is a multiple of 6. Which of the following integers cannot be the sum of the 2 numbers rolled? So two numbers below 6 multiplied to a number that's divisible by 6. So x and y are less than or equal to 6. So we can just start by listing out some numbers. If xy equals 6, then this yields 1, 6, or 2 and 3. This sums to 7, and this sums to 5. So A and C are not the answer. If we go above some, we get 1, 12, which does not work. 3, 4, and 2, 6. This is 7, and this sums to 8. So 8 is not the answer. So now it's between 6 and 9. If we go 1 above, we get xy equals 18. And this yields only 3, 6, which sums to 9, which means the answer is 6 by process of elimination, B. Problem 6. Sergey skated around an ice rink, gliding along different paths. The gray lines in the figures below show four of the paths labeled P, Q, R, S. What is the sorted order of the paths from shortest to longest? So these few paths have some similarities. For example, these three paths have this semicircle right here and on the bottom as well. These two, P and R, have this straight line here. So what we really want is to find similarities between these. So since P and R both have these straight lines here, let's compare those. So we're effectively comparing the length of this semicircle to this. And as you know, the shortest path between 2 points is a straight line. And since R is a straight line, but P is not, it's a curve, then we know that R must be less than P. And now we want to compare P to Q and S. Q and S both have the circle right here, semicircle. And now we're just comparing this line right here to this line right here. This is actually a right triangle, and they both have this edge right here. And we know that the hypotenuse of a triangle is always longer than the legs. Then we know that S must be greater than P, and we also want to find Q. And now Q is this instead of S right here. And Q, we can actually mirror this segment to here, like this. So this forms another right triangle, but this leg right here is longer than this leg right here. So now we know that Q is longer than S. So if we match an answer choice, we get D. Problem 7. A 3x7 rectangle is covered without overlap by 3 shapes of tiles, 2x2, 1x4, and 1x1 shown below. What is the minimum possible number of 1x1 tiles used? So immediately something to notice is that these two tiles both have four squares. And this tile, this 1x1 tile, is the only tile that is not a multiple of 4. And a 3x7 rectangle is going to have 21 squares. So the number of 1x1 rectangles is going to be the same remainder when divided by 4 as 21. And 21 has a remainder of 1 divided by 4, 1 mod 4. And so now this eliminates 2, 3, and 4. Now if we try a bit, if we just try to draw some squares like so, no matter how we try to draw it, it's not going to be possible to leave only one square left. If we try like this, we're still not going to have one tile left. So we need to have 5 of these. So that means the answer is E, 5. Problem 8. On Monday, Tay has $2. Every day he either gains $3 or doubles the amount of money he had on the previous day. How many different dollar amounts could Tay have on Thursday, 3 days later? So this one, I don't see a good way to do it other than just listing all the possible options. So that's what we're going to do. Tay starts with 2, and there's 2 options, either to add 3 or multiply by 2. So this becomes 5 and this becomes 4. We branch again. For an upper branch, we're going to say plus 3, and for a lower branch, we're going to say times 2. Plus 3 becomes 8, and times 2 becomes 10. For this, plus 3 becomes 7, and times 2 becomes 8. So we see that 8 is repeated, which means we don't actually have to worry about this. Now 8 plus 3 becomes 11, and times 2 becomes 16. For 10, plus 3 becomes 13, times 2 is 20. For 7, plus 3 is 10, and times 2 is 14. All these numbers are distinct, which means there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 possible values. So the answer is D. Problem 9. All the marbles in Maria's collection are red, green, or blue. Maria has half as many red marbles as green marbles and twice as many blue marbles as green marbles. How many? Which of the following could be the total number of marbles in Maria's collection? So if there are X green marbles, then we want to find R, the red marbles, and B, the blue marbles. Half as many red marbles is going to be 1/2 X. Twice as many blue marbles is going to be 2X. And adding these up becomes 3.5X or 7/2X. So both X and 7/2X are going to be integers, and it's pretty obvious that the total is going to be a multiple of 7. And the only multiple of 7 in the answer choices is going to be 28. 7 times 4, so the answer is E. In January 1980, the Mauna Loa observation recorded CO2 levels of 338 parts per million. Over the years, the average CO2 reading has increased by about 1.515 ppm each year. What's the expected CO2 level in ppm in January 2030? Round your answer to the nearest integer. That's probably going to make calculations easier. So each year increases by 1.515, which means we start from 338 and plus 1.515 for every year that has elapsed. 2030 minus 1980 is just 50 years. So this is the answer we want, rounded to the nearest integer. This can be rewritten as 15.15 times 5. We just move the 10 to the left. And this becomes 15 times 5 is 75. And 15 times 5 is 75. So it becomes this. 75.75 is closest to 76. So the answer is 338 plus 76, or 414. So the answer is B. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.